Hey, it's Andrew Huang, and welcome to another episode of Weird Gear. We all know what a guitar is. Launch pads are everywhere. I'd rather look at something weird. Weird Gear! This video is made in partnership with Reverb.com, the best online marketplace for musicians. I've been looking all around their site for the weirdest stuff, and I found the Folktek Mescaline. I have no idea how to use it. Let's learn. I have no idea what's going on here. I understand this part. The middle section gets a little murky, and then up top, So we were just listening to the first and only patch I've made with the Mescaline so far. The Euro rack was providing some basic drums for support, but the Mescaline was doing all that high atmospheric stuff, as well as that gnarly bass line. So I've read the entire manual, and I'll give you guys kind of the basic overview, but the reason why there's a bunch of stuff here that I completely don't understand is because it's meant to be kind of obscured. Mescaline is the singular creation of Arius Blaze, or maybe it's Arius, but I think we can all agree the important part is Blaze. It's an unpredictable experimental synthesizer, and it's broken up into 3 parts. The bottom panel is called Channel, the middle one is called Motion, and on top we have Mental. Channel is the easiest to understand. It's a touch-sensitive surface where each of these hexagons represents a musical note. There's a master pitch control, but on the back of the panel you can actually tune each individual sensor. It's also an effects unit. You can send audio through it to be affected, but the effects will also be applied on the drones. What's really interesting though is how you choose the effects. Reverb is the default, but if you use a breadboard cable to jump from this little effects select to one of the other numbered effects, that will activate the new effect. So there's a tight delay, a pitch shift delay, and a reverse. And this kind of patching is really demonstrative of one of the main ways that the Mescaline works. It's really open, and a lot of the things that in a normal device would be like a button or a switch, here you're achieving through breadboard connections. Even power can be distributed this way. If you don't want to deal with having 3 different wall warts, you can just power one module like I'm doing here, and then use the breadboard cables to jump power to the other 2. There's even this section that the manual says you can build a circuit on using these guys, and then provides no further explanation. Weird! All right, now the middle section, Motion, is a sequencer. There's some knobs to set the value of each step, and that's pretty much the only normal thing about it. These 4 buttons, the only buttons on the entire device, will add or subtract steps to either the trigger sequence or the control voltage sequence. And it's kind of unpredictable to add steps, because you just have to press the button and they'll go to the start of the sequence. You can see it's going around now, these couple of values that I've entered. If I press subtract, it'll take away whatever steps pass through the endpoint while I have subtract held. And no more steps. So it seems as though there is deliberately no way to enter a rhythm with any accuracy. Weird! And of course there are boatloads of patch points to connect to other things, either on the Mescaline or outside devices. And you also get one little LFO. Last but not least, the module at the top, Mental. The basic idea is you patch stuff to this bronze block of patch points. You can also patch stuff to these knobs, and then the knobs do some stuff. There's no documentation about what any of this does. So here's my patch from before. Like, let me show you some of the weird things that'll change. It's just like randomly repatch some stuff on the fly. Oh. The volume's kind of low, but there's some cool little clicky drums happening now. So I've been working with the Mescaline for a month now. It's obviously amazing for ambient and experimental music. The crudeness of the sequencing in motion and the nebulousness of the patching in mental make it unpredictable to work with, but a lot of fun to explore. It also looks rad as hell. I feel like I'm operating the controls on a tiny alien spaceship, which is a really great feeling. The last thing I'll leave you with, I got really inspired by this drum loop that I patched up on here, and I ended up creating this song.
Haze in every waving tree, spaces in between the leaves. I've been trying to float so free. Just when I'm all alone, done with everything I know, trying to put a word on home, spinning around now, I'm found now, I'm found. Feel the world falling away, buried in the plastic sea, everything that they believe. I've been flowing with the stream. If we held the morning light, trying to get the feeling right. I've been lost too many nights, spinning around now, I'm found now, I'm found. Feel the world falling away, spinning around now, I'm found now, I'm found. Feel the world falling away.
So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks again to Reverb.com for sponsoring. Let me know if you find any weird gear on their site. They're also hosting all the tracks I made in this video as a free download, so I'll link to that in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.